And German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has downplayed the tensions with U.S. President Donald Trump after Washington announced a troop drawdown in Germany. He reaffirmed that U.S. is central to the NATO, despite the differences in opinion. Well, Merz's latest statement came in an interview with Germany's public broadcaster on Sunday. Despite the spat between the two leaders over the war in Iran, Merz said that he is convinced that the Americans are important partners for Germany. And I'm quoting here, the most important ones in the North Atlantic Alliance. Listen here.
I have to accept that the American president holds a different view on these issues than we do, but that does not alter the fact that I remain convinced that the Americans are important partners for us, the most important ones in the North Atlantic Alliance, and that we have a shared interest in Europe and America working together to end this conflict and then, for example, to end the conflict, the war in Ukraine.
No one asked whether U.S. plans to reduce its troops in Germany had anything to do with the war of words between the two leaders over Iran. Merz downplayed the spat, saying it was nothing new and that the controversy might be exaggerated.
There is a contingent of American soldiers in Europe whom Joe Biden has stationed here on a temporary basis. There has been talk of their withdrawal for quite some time now. We also received a commitment from Joe Biden that we would receive Tomahawk missiles. Donald Trump has never repeated that. He has not yet given us that commitment. So not everything we've been hearing over the last few days is actually new. It may be being exaggerated a bit, but it's nothing new.
The criticism of the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran from Merz and other European leaders has angered Trump. The latest rift came on April 27th after Merz said that Iran was, quote-unquote, humiliating Washington at the negotiating table. Now, it triggered a series of angry responses from the U.S. president, including Trump's claim that Merz was doing a terrible job as chancellor. Well, Trump's criticism of European leaders has not been confined to Merz. He previously ridiculed British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and on Thursday told reporters that Italy has not been of any help to U.S. and Spain has been absolutely horrible. The Merz, however, insisted that he still shares Trump's goal of ensuring Iran never obtains a nuclear weapon, even if he has criticized the U.S. handling of the conflict.
We have a different view of this war. That is no secret. I am not alone in this. We have a common aim, and that aim must be Iran must not be allowed to acquire the atomic bomb, and that is what we are working together to achieve.
The German Chancellor also commented on Trump's announcement to impose a 25% tariff on vehicles from the EU, set to take effect as early as next week. He said the U.S. president was becoming impatient as Germany had already reached an agreement with U.S., but Europe still needed to finalize the agreement in order for it to be signed.
Well, I'd say he's getting impatient because we reached an agreement with America last August to conclude a customs agreement. And on the European side, new conditions keep being put forward, and we haven't signed it. The Americans have finalized it, but the Europeans haven't. And that's why I hope we can reach an agreement here as quickly as possible.